Inside the package that your handpiece came in, you should find one handpiece with the cords exposed, 2 gray wire nuts, and on the handpiece waterline you will find an eyelet. Make sure you do not lose this eyelet. First thing you need to do is unplug the power plug from the wall outlet or the back of the unit and remove the waterline by unclipping it. I would like you to do this now before we proceed. Once you have unplugged the unit, you will notice that there are 4 screw caps, one on each side of the unit. They keep the top cover in place. If you look carefully, you will notice that each of these caps has a tiny little hinge on one side. Once you have located this hinge, take your needle nose pliers, place it on each side of the hinge and squeeze gently. You will notice what seems to be a little door opening. Take your fingernail and open it all the way. Let's do another one. The hinge is right here. Take your needle nose pliers, squeeze gently. There's a little door opening. Put your finger in and pull up. And do the same thing with the other 2 on the other side. When you have opened all 4 caps, take your screwdriver or Phillips and remove the screw and the cap together. Put them in a safe place because you will be needing them again. Next, you carefully pull the top cover, starting from the front, and lift towards the back, removing the cover completely and put it out of your way. Now follow the handpiece cord all the way to where it meets the front of the unit. This is called the pigtail. Here you will notice 2 black nuts. The flatter one is up against the wall of the unit. Do not touch that one. The larger one is connected to the pigtail. This one is the nut that you disconnect. Unscrew it counterclockwise and separate it completely from the flat nut. Just let it fall down the handpiece cable. Now let's look inside the unit. This is the white spiral wire wrapping. To remove it, take the end of the wrap and undo a couple of twists. After that, just keep unscrewing until it comes off completely. Then put it aside. You will need it later. This clear hose is the handpiece waterline. Here is your eyelet, which holds the waterline in place. Take your needle nose plier, open it slightly, get it on the eyelet, turn gently back and forth as you pull up on it. Do not squeeze too hard. You do not want to crimp the metal, you just want to bring it up. Then slide it down the waterline to get it out of your way. Grab the waterline close to this connector and pull the line completely off. You may want to hold on to the unit while you do this operation. Now here are the handpiece wires. Locate the middle way between the black cable insulation and the red connector. Cut the red and black wire both at the same time. Now that the wires have been cut, undo the knot in the cable. Bring the pigtail up and pull the entire handpiece cable out of the unit and out through the pigtail. Take about 1.5 inches of Scotch tape and bend down the edges. Wrap this around the ends of the wire so it will be easier to get it through the pigtail. Do the same thing at this junction right here between the insulation and the wires. The hole is rather small and you want to be able to get it in smoothly. Take your wrapped wires and feed them through the bottom of the pigtail. Do the same thing with the water line. Let it drop down. Feed the wires through the opening of the unit. Hold the wrapped wire tight, give it a few turns back and forth while you're gently pulling and pushing at the same time. There you go. Now you remove the tape. And do the same thing with the tape on the junction. Pull the cable and make a knot. Make sure that the knot is very, very loose. You do not want to choke off the water coming into the unit. And leave about 1 inch, 1.5 inches. Then pull back gently. You do not want to tighten the knot. Now that you have passed the handpiece cable through, you need to put this eyelet on the water line. So at the very end, with your very sharp scissors or wire cutter, cut the end of the hose at an angle, like that. Make a pointy edge. Take your eyelet and feed it through. Now that you have passed all the wires through, what you need to do is make a knot. Now make sure this knot is very loose. Leave about 1.5 inches or so, 2 inches. Then pull back until the knot is right up against the unit. Again, do not pull hard. You don't want to choke off the water that's going through this water line. Then measure about 1 inch, 2 inches, 2.5 inches, more or less. And cut the hose right across. Let's see, so it's 2 inches, a little bit more. Cut it right across. Take a little water and put it on the end of the hose. Take a little water, put a little on the barb where the hose will be attached. Turn the hose over and make sure the hose goes all the way down onto this barb. Put your finger there, make sure there's no spaces. Then bring down the eyelet. And push it down as far as it will go. You may need some needle nose pliers to push it all the way down. Okay? We're now ready to attach the cables. These two wires have already been stripped. I'm now going to show you how to strip these two. These wires are 20 gauge. Here it says 20. You slide the wire into the number 20 slot. Squeeze hard and pull. Do the same with the black wire. Number 20, slide it into the slot. Squeeze tight and pull. Match up the black with the black and give it a twist. Take the gray wire nut, attach it to the wire, and turn clockwise. Make sure it's nice and tight. Do the same thing with the red. Attach the two side by side. Twist the wires. Apply the wire nut, twist it a few times, make sure it doesn't go anywhere, and you're pretty much done. Now all you have to do is attach the cover and put on the screws. We will now close up the unit. If your side extrusion has fallen off, then just go ahead and put it back on. Make sure the handpiece clip is on the right side and slide the top down. Align the holes. Put in the screw. Snug but not too tight. Then close the hinge. Do the same thing with the other three and you're finished.